Now, Jimmy Kimmel picked a fight with the wrong group of social media stars when he referred to the Nelk boys as a small group of YouTubers. Now, Kyle Forgeared, well, he didn't like this, so he took to Instagram where he retaliated against Jimmy Kimmel, calling the man irrelevant. In fact, he said a little bit more than that. He stated, "This small group of YouTubers has way more viewers than you, buddy. Kimmel used to be way funnier, but it is now just washed up and irrelevant." Now, we had a lot more to say, but to hear all that, well, you're gonna have to stay tuned to this episode of Famous News.
It's a knife.
Oh no!
You still didn't like me.
You shot me.
Just send the location.
I'm number one.
My calling is to be the leader of the free world.
Now, the Nelk Boys podcast interview with Donald Trump, it pulled in 5 million views within the first 24 hours. And in a promotional clip, well, Kyle predicted that this was such a big deal, well, it was likely that Putin himself, who's in the middle of a war, well, he would likely tune in to hear what Trump had to say. And to that, well, he's probably right. Now, regardless, YouTube and the powers that be, well, they decided to take the video down, essentially halting free speech, and the Nelk podcast from pulling in anywhere from 10 to maybe even 50 million views. And if and when that happened, well, Nelk would have officially become, well, one of the most popular media outlets in the world. That's facts. Now, this interview and the subsequent takedown is such a giant news story. Well, it's actually left the world of like social media celebrity and it's gone mainstream media. And, well, hence Jimmy Kimmel and his team taking note. Let's take another look at what he had to say.
Mar-a-Lardo has been making the rounds. He was on a podcast hosted by, this is really something, a small group of YouTubers known as the Nelk boys. Now, these guys, they show up at Mar-a-Lago in sweatshirts and shorts, logos all over their clothes. Trump sits down for an hour with them during a war to answer the dopiest questions.
Now, Jimmy's take on the whole thing, I think it was pretty funny considering his audience. But Kyle, he did not like the term small group of YouTubers. And his full reply, it reads, "This small group of YouTubers has way more viewers than you, buddy. Kimmel used to be way funnier, but it's now just washed up and irrelevant. Only reason you even get any views is because Disney owns your show, so YouTube forces it onto everyone's homepages. Late night is where comedians go to die. Pack it in and let the big dogs take over, pal." Now, a ton of other social media stars, they popped up in the comments, which included Jake Paul, who wrote, "Facts." Now, once upon a time, appearing on late night television, well, that was a sign that you had truly made it. But now social media stars, well, they have the power and the balls to literally tell them to go screw themselves. And things got so bad that Jimmy actually had to turn off his comments on his Jimmy Kimmel Live Instagram page. Now, that's a pretty bold move from Kyle. He's understandably pissed being silenced and then actually being made fun of. Well, he's now gone and picked a fight with the big dogs in Hollywood.
So 5 million views in 24 hours. YouTube has just deleted our Trump podcast episode. Trump was right. Trump was right.
But is Nelk big and rich enough to do so? Probably. And, well, if it doesn't hurt them, then I can see that all the power to him. He's basically calling them out and saying, what are you going to do? And I don't know if there's much they can. But it is also a bit scary to pick a fight with the big dogs. I mean, they could find out a way to shut you down. I mean, his podcast did get deleted. Kind of weird. It's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm just a little surprised that this is happening from a Canadian creator. I mean, Kyle is really out there. He's really doing his thing. And I think he's turning into an American. I've always been more of a Jesse fan than a Kyle fan myself, but hey, these kids are on fire. Kudos to them. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Famous News. I'll see you guys in another video. Go!